Thanks a lot for watching one of my Fast Start camera classes. If you've completed this course and you're wondering, what do I do next because I want more information, here's what I recommend. If you haven't taken it already, I have a class called the Photography Starter Kit. This is a relatively short 3-hour class where we go through shutter speeds, apertures, focusing, depth of field, composition, and lighting. And this is not in reference to a particular camera, but photography in general. A little bit more about the art form of doing it out in the field. And so now that you know how to work your camera, you want to take it the next step to learning more about photography out in the world. And so that would be the next place you want to go. If you've done that one and you want to take it even further, then you want to move on to my Fundamentals of Photography. This is a class that I update on a yearly basis, and it contains what I think is everything a photographer should know. I have about 30 years of experience that I have dumped into this class, and if you really want to dive in deep, this is where we get into the nitty-gritty details and talk a lot about everything from shutter speeds, apertures, to an entire day on composition. So that's one of my most popular classes. That's one of my favorite classes. I put a lot of work that goes into that, and that's kind of the ultimate class. After that, then we kind of get to more specialized classes. Something that you may be particularly interested in would be something like travel photography. So I have a class that is particularly geared towards the travel photographer. We talk much less about shutter speeds and apertures, and we more talk about dealing with gear and logistics and how do you talk to people in cultures that speak a different language than you. The next type of class that I have is a nature and landscape class. And so here there's a lot of specialized techniques that landscape photographers are using to achieve their maximum depth of field. And we're going to be covering all of those in this, a 2-day class. So there's a lot of information in here. From your camera class, the other direction that you can do is learn more about your lenses. And so very shortly I will be coming out with a class called Mastering the Lens. And this is going to have a class specifically for Canon lenses and a class specifically for Nikon lenses. They both use their own very interesting and very sophisticated technology to make some just amazing lenses. And there's so many choices. Figuring out what's the next lens for you to purchase and how do you use them to get the best benefit and the maximum sharpness out of each of those images is going to be something that we're going to be covering in this class. It's going to be a lot of fun and should be a great way to follow up a class in your camera. Knowing your camera, knowing your lenses, and knowing photography is all part of the game for being a better photographer. Thanks a lot.